Okay, what's going to happen to each of these?
Um, the first one's gonna like balance out,
Right?
and then the second one is going to like like turn that way
Yeah.
to the left.
Uh,
Up.
Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Oh, anti-clockwise.
Yeah. So anti-clockwise, and then the other one we say it will remain in equilibrium. Okay. Describe the effect of the force on the nut.
Uh, as far as the force supply that's shown, describe the effect of the force. Well, if you move it up, then the nut's gonna rotate anti-clockwise.
Mm-hmm. Middle one?
It's gonna remain in equilibrium.
My guess is it will rotate anti-clockwise as well. What will be different though?
I don't know, more force is needed.
Yeah. So but with less force. So you would have to apply more force to do the same. And the last one?
Clockwise.
Yes. Rotate clockwise. So in that case, I think they're tightening the nut. Okay. So as F moves left, the moment of force about the nut increases or decreases as this arrow moves to the left.
I don't know how that's work.
So like the
So if it moves anti-clockwise, is that decreasing?
no, so the arrow itself, if that moves the like the force applied, if it moves this way, will the force increase or decrease?
Increase?
No.
No.
Decrease. So as if you were holding the spanner at the very end and you pull it, or push it, that's going to give a lot of force. Whereas if you're kind of putting it in the middle or here, it's going to apply less force.
Okay.
So like you were saying, you'd have to apply more force to do the same amount. So in other words, there'd be less force. So this is kind of what it looks like. So basically what that shows you is that what's important is the distance from the moment of force, and the moment is the turning point. So the basically the size of the force times by the perpendicular distance gives you the moment, and so it's like a rectangle. Base times height equals area. Yeah, so perpendicular distance, not any distance, times by force gives you the total moment of force about the point. Okay, so let's try this first one. Part A.
2 times 6, so 12.
So 12, so that's newtons, that's meters, so 12 Newton meters. Clockwise, anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
Yep. How about B?
20 Newton meters.
Which direction?
Clockwise.
And so instead of writing anti-clockwise and clockwise, for clockwise I'll say negative, and for anti-clockwise I'll say positive. Okay, so I think we get the idea there. Okay, so a square rotating about a point, this is what it looks like. So that's a square rotating about a thing in the middle. And this is it. So you can see how it's rotating about a fixed point, in this case clockwise. Yes. Okay. Back here. So you can think of it as like a rocket tied on, and that spins it around. Let's see, the force is like the rocket, the fixed point is like the nail. Yep. Okay, so this one, part A, what will be the force for this one?
12.
So that would be if the perpendicular distance from the force, which is the rocket, was 4. What is the perpendicular distance from the force to the nail?
3.
Perpendicular distance, so this way.
Where's the nail?
Sorry, here at the point A.
And where is it meant to, what we're measuring from? The nail to
The distance from the perpendicular distance from the force to the nail. To the fixed point.
I don't get it.
So it's kind of, maybe because it's a special case, the distance is actually 0. It's on the force.
Oh, okay.
And so what you're getting is 3 times 0. So 3 times 0, that one's 0, basically not going anywhere. How about D?
Is D the bottom right one?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, they all have D on them. Okay, so is that not just 3 times 4?
Yep.
And 12.
So that's 12 Newton meters. How about B? So the fixed point is at B.
Okay, so is it like 3 times 8 or something?
No, it would be 3 times the perpendicular distance between the force and the nail.
Is it on the force, so is it 0?
So it's 0, yep. And you can imagine if there's a rocket attached to a nail, it's not going to rotate. It's going to go straight this way. And C, bottom left. So the fixed point is on C.
Uh, 4 times 7?
No.
No, I don't know.
Magnitude of the force?
Don't know.
Size of the force?
3.
Perpendicular distance. And you can see a right angle there. Not diagonal distance, not absolute distance, perpendicular distance. From any part of the force to the nail.
Is it just 3 times 4?
Correct. So that one is also 12 Newton meters. Force is 3 newtons. The perpendicular distance is 4 meters. And so, just like a rectangle, it's still going to be 12. If you did base times the left height, you'd get 12. If you did base times the right height, you'd also get 12.
Okay.
Tricky stuff. Okay, this one, C. So this time the fixed point is at C.
Is it like 10 times 4?
Perpendicular distance from the force to C.
I don't know.
So this is all the force here. Perpendicular distance from
10
the
times
force.
2.
10 times 2. And will that be clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Clockwise.
And how do you show that?
Leaving it as positive.
Negative. Anti-clockwise is positive.
Oh.
Strangely enough. Okay, how about D? Fixed point is at D.
0.
Correct. That's not going to rotate. A?
0.
Yep. This one down here. So they move the fixed point at A.
0.
B.
0.
C.
10 times 2.
Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
So positive is fine. And D?
10 times 2.
Correct. And that also anti-clockwise. Any questions there?
Nope.
Tricky stuff. Okay. Read it, try it.
And the total movement of this source is about 0. So A is I don't know because the force is going right through it.
The fixed point is O, middle bit.
Okay. That means nothing. 4 times. Oh no, I don't know.
So it's either... Okay, so the distance from the force to O, it's either going to be there or there. So halfway this one is 2.5, halfway this one is 1.5. Which one is perpendicular to the force?
1.5.
Okay, and so how would you get it?
4 times 1.5.
Okay, and there's two forces.
Four times, no, 6 times 1.5.
Times 1.5. Which one is clockwise?
But which letter or which form?
Which force will make it go clockwise?
4M.
And so that will be the negative one. Okay, calculator.
3.
That's it, 3. And so the final amount, will it be, with these two forces, will it be turning clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
Yeah, because we got a positive answer, we know that overall it will be turning anti-clockwise with a force of 3 Newton meters. Any questions there?
No.
Okay, and making the clockwise minus really helped. These, I think you will be fine. I think you'll be fine. Let's try this one.
No distances.
RTQ, read that question.
Oh, well. So P would be 3 times 1.5, but it goes through P, so that's 0. S.
Hold on.
Yeah, I was going to say they all go through something. I don't really know how it works out.
So if it's at P, so that 3 one would be 0. What about the 5 one?
5 times 5 times 5.
Yep. And clockwise, anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
Okay. B?
3 times 5.
Clockwise, anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
So 3, and it's at S, that's going to move it that way. R, and it's there. Yeah, true. Okay. And C.
3 times 1.5 minus 3 times 1.5 plus 5 times 1.5. No, that's 4.5. 2.5.
2.5, yes. And will they be going clockwise, anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise?
Yeah, they're both anti-clockwise, so they're both positive. So
Yeah.
they'll have a kind of cumulative effect. Okay, answer.
$20.
That's it. Any questions there?
No.
Okay. And do you happen to have earphones, by the way? Just because I get a lot of feedback or something?
No, I'm hearing that from you as well, to be fair.
Sorry?
No, but I'm hearing it as well.
I think it's like the ambient sound from your laptop or something, and it kind of feeds back into the thing. But what can you do? Okay, let's try this one, and this will be helpful for later questions.
Uh, 6 times 2 plus 8 times 2. No, 8 times 3 plus 4 times 6.
Not 6. Distance from A to 4.
Oh, and 5.
Which of these is clockwise? Which is anti-clockwise?
6 and 4 are anti-clockwise.
And so what do I do with the 8 one?
Minus.
Yeah.
12 minus 24 is minus 12. Minus 12 plus 20 is 8. Medium.
And then about B.
6 times 5 is 30. 8 times 3 is 24. 4 times. Oh my god, it's loud. Yeah, so.
Plus or minus?
Stop.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Minus the 6, minus the 13, minus the 4. So minus 30 plus 24 is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2.
Minus 34 plus 24?
Minus 30 plus 24 minus 6.
Minus 4? Oh, okay, go on. Minus 6 minus 4?
Minus 10.
Yep. That's it. So that'll be going clockwise in the end. Any questions about that?
Pardon?
Any questions there?
No.
So I think you've got that one. Why did I get 8? 6 times... Oh, that was for the other one. The first one. And then this one. That's question 5. Let's see. Yeah, we better do this one.
Total moment of these forces about the center zero is 27. So if find the value of F. So 3F.
Nope.
Lol. I don't like this. The total moment of these forces is 27. How many marks would it be? Just so I know how much to think.
However little you're thinking, it's less than that.
Was it just 27 divided by 3?
The last square was 5, but you didn't times by 5. What did you times by?
I don't remember. 2.5, so 27 times 1. Divided by 1.5.
The problem is there's 2 forces. You'd have to do it the other way.
What?
So what would you do if you knew what number F was and you didn't know 27?
Just times it by 1.5.
And so what is F times 1.5?
1.5F.
Yep.
Plus 2. 2 times 1.5. 3F.
Yeah.
Equals 27. So 4.5F. 27 divided by 4.5 plus 6.
And that is newtons, because that's the force. Any questions with that? Okay. So that is that in general. X a half or tick so far?
Half?
Okay. Let's take a look at this thing. No. No. Okay. What's gonna happen here?
Equal distances Gonna go anti-clockwise.
Yeah. And B.
Sasha should move further back, closer.
Yeah. Sasha, closer. So the seesaw can be modeled as what's called a uniform rod, meaning let's say its weight is 10 kilos. That 10 kilos is assumed to be at a single point right at the midpoint. So in reality, its weight is evenly distributed. We can just model it as its weight being at the midpoint, its entire weight at the midpoint. Okay, so this one, find x. How do we do this?
R equals 75G.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, oh, what was the question? Lol.
So we want the distance x.
Taking moments about K. So 20G, that would be 0. And
Yep.
then 30 times 2, 30G times 2. No, sorry. 25G plus 25G times 2x.
I'm going to say 2 plus x.
Yeah. Good shot. Equals 675G times 2.
No. It says the resultant force on the seesaw is 0.
Do we not count R then?
So basically, let me think about this. No, sorry. Yeah, we do. Let me just read that. Use the fact that the resultant force on the seesaw is 0 to find R. Okay. So, yeah, sorry. R was 75G. So we're taking that. So that is equal to 75G. Yeah.
Times 2.
Times 2, yes.
Okay, so 30 times 9.8 times 2.
In terms of G.
So 30 times 2 is 60G.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 25 times 2 plus x is 50G plus x.
50G plus, expand the bracket.
25gx
Yeah.
equals 75 times 2, which is 150.
And everything has G in it. So if you like to give
Yeah.
yourself some headspace, just divide everything by G.
So 25x equals 40.
Okay.
And 40 divided by 25 equals 1.6. X equals 1.6 meters.
Looks good. Any questions there?
No.
Okay. 1.6. There we go. Why am I forgetting? Let me just check. So this is B3. Okay. Total. So let's see this one. So something was moved. The pivot is replaced by a force. Okay. Total moments about S. I think you'd be okay for that. Total moments about K, and then total moments about the force O. And if this seesaw remains in equilibrium, what should you get?
0.
Yes, you get 0 for each of them. 0, 0, 0. Don't know what that is. Okay, how do we do this? Oh, you just have to draw a force diagram. What would you put in here?
Arrows going downwards, 50G.
Where?
In the middle.
Yeah. And not 50G, in this case just 50.
Oh.
50 newtons. Anything else?
2 reaction forces.
Yep. So you've got the reaction at A and the reaction at B.
So cold.
Let's find the 2 reaction forces. How would you do that? And we are, yeah, this remains in equilibrium.
So RA plus RB has to equal 50.
Yeah.
So you have to take moments about something.
Yep.
Okay, moments about any, so A. Oh, bit of sticky one. Should we do A?
So, moments per A?
50 times 2.5
Yeah.
equals 125.
Okay.
And then
There's another force.
where?
Reactions are forces.
Oh, so R would equal 0, and then RB would be RB times 4.
Yeah.
And then 150 equals, no, 125 equals 4RB, and then that divided by 4 equals 31.25. So that's the reaction of B, and then reaction of A would be 50 minus 31.25, which is 18.75.
That's it. Any questions there?
No.
Okay. That's what the force diagram looks like. And we found RA and RB. 2.54. Is this a different one? No, same one. Let's see. So this one, it's the same rod, except the supports have been moved. Do we need to do this? Do you think you'd be okay? Try it if you want.
The total moment about A is 0. It follows going to be anti-clockwise. Supports are shown. The rod remains in equilibrium. Is it just the same thing?
It's the same thing. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
There's 50 in the middle and you go from there. Numbers are a bit different. 6. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, let's do this one.
put two lines going up from A and B. RA and RB, you know. And then particle is positioned on the rod from 1 meter from B as shown. A particle of weight 10 newtons is positioned on the rod 1 meter from B.
Mm-hmm.
So, which way?
You can see it to the right of B.
Oh, so an arrow going down from there?
Yep.
10. Oh, cute, got like a little arrow.
Okay, what else? Or is that it?
Is that it?
This is the same rod as before.
So is that it?
No. Same rod as before, and it had a weight of 50 newtons or force 50 newtons.
But drawing wise, is that it?
No.
Oh, okay. 50 newtons. So another one going down, saying 40.
It'll say 50 because the particle was added to it.
Oh, so one in the middle.
Yes. Okay. And it's also 50. Okay. Okay. Now we go about finding A and B.
Taking a moment about A. So 50 times 2 plus 10 times 3 equals that's 0, so RB is 2RB.
Hold on. I don't think it's 10 times 3. Distance from the midpoint to the particle.
It's not the midpoint. Why is it in the midpoint?
The 50 is... Oh, sorry, from A. No, you're correct. So 1, 2, 3. Yep. And that's equal to...
2RB.
Why is it 2RB?
Taking moments about A.
Correct. Destiny.
Oh, you sure? I thought you just actually asked the question.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, so that gives you 130 equals 2RB.
No. Now I know I felt wrong. The 50 times 2. It's not 2 meters away from 50. Point A.
We should have drawn it better, if I'm honest, but 1. 50 times 1.
That would mean that it's 2 in from the left and 3 from the right. It's supposed to be at the midpoint.
Midpoint's 2.5.
Yeah. So what's this distance?
That's 2.5. And that A to B is... And there's 1. 0.5?
So from the 50 red arrow to the very left is 2.5. This bit is 1. And so this bit?
1.5.
Yes.
I hate that.
Okay. So what does that change?
50 times 1.5
That's it.
plus 10 times 3.
Yeah, I think everything else is the same.
Oh, you want to do it? 105 equals 2RB. Oh, not RB. 2, that divided by 2 is 52.5.
52.5.
So reaction A would be 60 minus that, which is 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. Any questions there?
No.
So this distance, that's a tricky bit. This is what an exam question looks like. Is this worth doing? You have to find this distance x. They tell you it's 0.75.
Uniform plank has a weight of 120 and length of 3. So at 1.5, put an arrow going down, saying 120.
Okay.
And then the reaction support on the plank at D has a magnitude of 80. So an arrow going up at 80.
At D.
Yeah. And then the other one would be 40.
So that will be 40.
And then I'm guessing you just work it out and then...
How do you show that x is 0.75 meters?
Do take moments about one of them and then rearrange. So moments about A.
Okay.
So 40 times 1 plus 80 times x plus 1 equals 120 times x plus 1. Yeah, I really think we should... No, it's not x plus 1, it's 1.5 is in the middle, that's 1, so yeah. And then 40 plus 80x plus 80 equals...
180.
Yeah. And then rearrange, so 80x equals 16.
Yeah.
And then 60 divided by 80.
3/4.
Yeah.
That's it. Any questions there?
No.
Good. This one. Let's see. Draw a force diagram. Find the reaction at P. Find the reaction at Q. Let's see the 75 thing. A non-uniform. You'll be fine. Particle of weight 30 in its position at the center of rod Q. Fine. It's similar. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's try this one.
Two comments about B. Find the equation that links W and RC. So notes will be 2 times W plus 200 times 3 equals 6 RC.
I believe the first two would make it rotate in opposite directions. So they can't both be plus or can't both be on the same side of the equal sign. 2 times W and 3 times 200 will make it spin different ways.
So 2 times W plus 6 RC
Yeah.
equals 200 times 3.
Mm-hmm.
So 2W plus 6RC equals.
Okay, I'm sure you could simplify it, but that's fine. That's all they asked for, just an equation.
Um,
Okay, part B.
what happens to RC as W increases? I don't know.
I believe it would decrease. So if you have moments about B, as this weight gets heavier, this is kind of going to start tilting that way.
Mm-hmm.
So this force will get smaller, smaller, and then eventually it'll be 0. Okay, how about C?
What's the maximum for the beam to remain equilibrium? Does equilibrium mean it has to equal 600 or 0?
For equilibrium, I believe RC would be 0.
I don't know.
Sub-0 for RC.
So W has to be 300?
Yep. So basically, when W equals 300, RC would be 0. And vice versa. D.
Decreasing.
RC would increase. RB plus RC is the total upward reaction.
So that would increase.
Yes, RB would increase. And you can kind of see as well, like if this weight is increasing and this is right on the pivot, it's going to put strain on it. And E.
I don't know.
Well, what is RC when it's about to tilt?
Don't know.
What is RC after it begins to tilt?
I don't know.
0.
Why?
So basically, so you can imagine B and C are supports or something. As this weight drags it down about B, it's going to lift up off of C. So right now it's like big heavy rod, it's on B and C roughly evenly. As it's being dragged down at one side, it begins to tilt up at the other. Or I don't know if you're seeing it, maybe it needs to be reversed in my camera. And so it starts lifting up off C. So first it's decreased at C. So this arrow is going to get smaller. The weight being applied onto C will get smaller. And then eventually it lifts up off of C. And like there's a moment when it's still on C, but it's about to tilt, and so it's 0. So at that moment, RC would be 0. What about RB?
Um, 600.
What did we say is the value of W when it's about to tilt?
300.
Yep. And so RB?
500.
Yes. Okay, so yes, it's in equilibrium, that's fine. As W increases, it'll begin to tilt this way, kind of anti-clockwise, about B. So the reaction force at C will decrease. It's currently positive. Eventually it'll get to 0. At the moment of tilting it will be 0. And so W plus 200 will be RB. And so that's 300, that's 200, that's 500. Any questions there?
No.
Hang on, let's see 3. Did I skip something? So this one, same one. Okay, C3. How about this?
Which of the supports are pivot to beam tilt? Infinity.
Which, if she jumps on that, what part will it lift off of?
B.
Yeah, so it'll have to pivot around.
B.
It won't be touching B.
C.
Yeah. So if, let's say if it was attached to C, that's what it would spin around, if you like. It's going to lift off B, so it's going to increase at C. Okay, by taking moments about this pivot, find meters weight.
B. 6B.
6. I'll call this 6RB. And this is the same rod, is it? So this was 200. So this should also be 200. Yeah, it's the same rod.
Equals 200 times 5.
There's one more reaction force.
It goes through C
there. I believe it would increase at C, wouldn't it?
But it goes through C.
What do you mean through C?
As in that the force goes through, if we're taking moments about C, but RC.
Sorry, we're taking moments about C. Sorry, I thought we were taking moments about D. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So
There is
another one.
There is one more there.
D times 1.6.
Yes, and that will make it rotate the same way as which one?
That one. 200 times 5.
The 200 one about C makes it go anti-clockwise, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This one, what way will make it go? Taking moments about C.
Anti-clockwise.
Her weight, taking moments about C.
Oh, make it go up, so clockwise.
Yeah. So plus 1.6 W will be on the clockwise side.
Yeah.
What problem do you have?
We've got two unknowns.
What is RB?
Did we work it out? 300 is it? Don't just take moments about C and forget the D part to find out RB and then do it.
Am I crazy, or would RB be 200 plus W? Or am I crazy? If I take a moment, let's pivot.
Oh, no.
Oh, if it tilts, then that would be 0. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to become 0. Okay.
Right. It says that she's going to be 625 newtons. Is that a lot?
Don't know. Is that 1.6? 1000 divided by 1.6?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the reaction of the magnitudes, I think you'd be okay for that. After that, it's just practical and thing. How was that for you, Saba?
Okay.
Tricky stuff. We got about halfway. Well, maybe a little more. Anything in particular you want to do next time?
No.
Okay. I can pick, or you can tell me. Any questions for me in general?
No.
Okay. Just practice these things. You'll get better. Yeah. Well done, Saba. You're doing great. I look forward to talking again next week.
Thank you.
Have a good week. Goodbye.
Yeah, indeed.